Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we're giving you the entire year now for $10.08. Over 100 videos worth of content for $10.08.
8 cents is just such a slap in the face.
Like 84 cents a month, I think is what it comes out to.
I haven't seen 84 cents in 15 years.
I'm telling you.
Ever since penny candy.
So check us out on Patreon, guys. Hope to see you there.
The entire year.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
What's shaking, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course.
Yeah, I know what time it is, man. We're going to run back Nightmare before we get into Hail to the King, though.
Let's do it, though.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Because I know that you guys was like, oh, God. But you know what, man? I constantly go back to that song. You know what I do, man? And I'm going to give my little secrets away, man. This kind of gets me through my workout, especially if I'm on the treadmill, because I hate fucking running, is I'll sit there and like fantasize that I learned how to play the guitar and shit, and I'm playing the fucking solo and shit as I'm running and shit. Like I'm out there like jamming out, motherfuckers probably looking at me like, yeah, like what the fuck is this motherfucker doing? You know what I'm saying? But I like, kind of in my head, I secretly learned how to play, and I got this whole situation and like whole like fantasy world going on in my head. Like, okay, I learned how to play a guitar, and this is my first time. We got a Lost in Vegas event festival going on. I'm on the stage.
They didn't even know.
Yeah.
They thought we was just gonna come out here bullshitting, doing reactions, but now we just break out a guitar solo
and start killing it.
Nah. Go wild and shit. Ryan.
Yeah. Because I think if I learn how to play the solo part of that Nightmare, even though you guys may not necessarily like that Avenged Sevenfold song, but you like if I can get my little solo off and like kill it, I think y'all be like, you know what, man, that's actually all right though. But anyway, so that's the things I think about when I'm in the gym, guys, to get me mentally prepared for the work that I need to do that I don't want to do. So now that's
Preach
what I
on
do.
it, though.
Yeah, that's what I do when I'm in the gym, man. But I'm excited to get back to Avenged Sevenfold.
Absolutely,
man. Because we
man.
did Afterlife too.
Afterlife,
right? So,
yeah, Afterlife, and both videos, man. The funny thing is, why do I think that we did more Avenged Sevenfold than we actually did? If this is a band that feels like we've done so much from them, and we've only done 2 songs. Maybe we did another song. Maybe because what happens sometimes, guys, that we'll do songs and then it just the editing will be messed up or something happens in the video and we just can't release it or something happens. So we think that we've done more that's been released that we haven't actually done. So I'm surprised that we haven't done more from them. So we've done Afterlife, Nightmare, and possibly one other one that we never released. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully there's nothing on Patreon that I'm missing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so, because I was looking at the song list, I didn't see it. So
Yeah,
I think we're cool on that.
So here we are, getting back to them, and this is a modern popular band that I feel like we don't acknowledge that we've enjoyed. Enough.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's true.
When we think of modern pop bands, we all know Gojira's gonna come up and Tool's on the modern. I know Tool's been around for a while, but they're still relatively modern in comparison to the 60s and 70s and Deftones and but this is even more modern than them. This is a band that I think in Godsmack is a band that I feel like now is getting a little bit more burned.
Keep Godsmack out
Especially
your mouth,
Ryan's
boy.
part, yeah. Especially Ryan rocks with Godsmack, guys. I'm telling you,
I'm just joking.
So we mention these bands, relatively modern bands, from time to time, and this band doesn't really come into the conversation as much, man. But I remember enjoying Afterlife. I remember enjoying Nightmare.
Yeah.
And I remember Sinister Gates. Is it Sinister? I think it's Sinister.
Sinister, yep. Mm-hmm.
Call him Sin, from what I remember.
Big Sin.
He can just shred his ass off. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking
Didn't
about.
you read that he's like number 9 on like the all-time greatest guitarist list for was Rolling Stones? Is that what it was?
It was some type of, I don't know if it's Rolling Stone, but it was a some magazine or something rated him the number 9 of greatest guitarists ever. Yeah. So dude is the truth, man. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, dude. Let's go.
We're gonna do Hail to the King. It was a pretty decent request from what we've seen back in the day. Buried Alive was another request that we got a lot of. So Far Away was another request. Hail to the King. We just chose Hail to the King. You know what I mean? This was, I think, the 3rd most listened to song on a streaming platform that we use as well. All right, let's get into it. Avenged Sevenfold, Hail to the King. All ready, huh?
Let's get it.
I like that they got right to it.
Oh, yeah. I like that back in the background. They kept that going. Hey. He has been doing that the whole song.
He's been going
and I know we're only like a minute and something into the song, but god dang, you know what I'm saying?
Right on cue though.
It's like,
we just brought his name up.
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister Gaze.
I'm assuming that's who that is, you know, but that's all the way through. Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna do that the whole song. His fingernails, well, not fingernails, but thumbs and shit got to be bleeding at the end of a song like this, because that's like constant.
Callous casualty, right?
Constant,
there,
but I do like the. But I do like the groove as well. So far, I like everything about it so far. But I just noticed that when we were listening to it, that he's just kind of keeping that riffage going on, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's just constant. And
I love how that sounds too. I just think the riffs sound cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Let's get back to it.
Watch your tongue or have it cut from your head. Save your life by keeping whispers unsaid. Children roam the streets, now orphans of war. Bodies hanging in the streets to adore. Oil flames will call the pounding chaos, bringing daylight to the night. Death is riding into town with armor. They come to take all your rights. Out of the king, out of the world.
Yeah. Rock out. Just bang. Yeah. I don't usually use bang. I don't usually use bang with the rock button or metal, but it bangs. Yep. Hey.
Blood is spilled while holding keys to the
Yeah.
throne.
Take it go over.
Born again, but
Keep
it's
riding.
too late to atone.
Stay right here in the spot.
No
I don't need
mercy
no
from the
transition on
edge
that.
of the
Stay
blade.
right here.
Dare escape and learn the price to be paid. Let the water flow with shades of red now. Arrows black out all the light. Death is riding into town with armor. They come to grant you your rights. Out of the key.
Yeah, that rocks. That bang. I'm good. Stand this pocket right here. The whole song. I'm good. I don't need nothing
To
else.
the tyrant. God damn. Looking at the lyrics and shit. Better watch your mouth, boy, before we take that tongue out, boy. To the tyrant is what it sounds like. Yeah, man, it's rocking out though, man. It is rocking out. It's just funny, man. I just wish, man, we would have. In hindsight, it's 2020, man. It would have been nice to work our way up to Metallica. You know what I mean? It'd have been nice to work our way up to Megadeth and you know, and Slayer and some of these bands, man. Because I just feel like, again, we've said this before, that I would be able to appreciate some of these songs a little bit more, you know. But we just started out too crazy, though, man. We started out so advanced on them, man. Like just with the master of puppets and the Holy Wars. Like, we came in the game on Holy Wars.
With the bangers.
Holy Wars. So it just, I guess the feeling that I get now, man, it's just an unfair feeling. It's just, I feel like it's almost just, everything just seems like it's a diet version of something else. And I just think that happens I think what happens is you go through this phase of this exploratory phase, right? You know, I think for a while I was just like, well, I want to hear greatness. I want to hear skill. I want to hear technique. And I just think now I'm in between still being there, but let me just ease up, man, and just appreciate the song and let it just let me just jam out, man. So that's where I'm at. So part of me is like, you know,
that's fair.
Part of me is like, this is you know, I've just kind of heard this at a different level, but at the same time they are rocking out. The groove is still cool. It's still catchy. The chorus is catchy. You know what I mean? You know, the vocals to me, I think do work with the song. When I listen to Nightmare back after the reaction, the vocals annoy me. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't.
Wow. Okay.
I was just like, man, this shit is corny. But I think in this song, not too crazy, not too much of an overemphasis on trying to be metal, because that's what I feel like sometimes the vocals remind me of.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be metal. You know, it's just like, dude, you don't need to do that. But the vocals are cool with this, man. So I'm enjoying the song, man. Fuck it, I'm enjoying the song.
It's funny because it's funny because I think you've got all these different emotions and all these thoughts going through your head, and you come back to the same place that I'm already at. That I'm just enjoying the fucking song. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But and maybe because maybe one of the reasons that I'm enjoying the song so much is because we just did Free Will by Rush. And I made a joke in there. I wish that it was mastered. I wish that that it had a little bit more depth. Can you imagine Neil Peart with this kind of drumming dynamic sound? Production, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's called, to make it sound like more defined and more room filling. The drumming and all that kind of stuff.
No, it's overproduced, man.
Dude,
nah, it's overproduced.
That
Sounds
would
horrible.
be ridiculous.
I want to get this whole
If I had a time machine and I could bring that technology
Yeah,
back there,
yeah.
that shit would, every song would be on a different level. I guarantee it. Be like, whoa!
I want the test. I want the test of what is overproduced. I want the smoke on that, man. What is overproduced? What does this sound like? Because every time I feel like when we do songs, we're seeing the comments, oh, this is overproduced. And I'm like, that shit sounds phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
So we need to maybe really forensically look at what overproduced means to people.
Well, you know, it might be. So I guess HD is just it's overproduced visually.
Too sharp. Bro.
It's overproduced visually. Just go back to the big big floor
graininess.
model TVs. It's got the big ass wood case around it. You know what I'm saying? And you got the little TV on top of it because the floor model don't work no more. You got them big ass trunks for fucking remotes and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to hold with two hands and go back to that shit because that's authentic. That's the first.
And there's a lot of people that are like, yep, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Break out the record player and shit.
Y'all need to go back there because nah, I do not want that at all. Bring me the overproduced style, man. I bring that to me all
like
day.
that shit.
Edge of the blade. Dare escape and learn the price to be paid. Let the water flow with shades of red. Arrows black out all the lights.
You know, he's not there. No,
They come to grant you your rights. Hail to the king. Hail to the one. Kneel to the crown. Stand in the sun. Hail to the king.
This would be like an anthem and shit at a stadium. It will rock. Hey. And if he's been doing this the whole time, I haven't really paid attention to that. But this that initial no, at the beginning. Oh yeah.
There's a taste of fear when the henchmen call. Iron fist to tame the
You know that?
claim it all. Hail to the king. Hail to the
Greatness. That's all I need. I don't need much, man. I don't need much.
stand in the sun. Hail to the king. Hail to the one. Kneel to the ground. Stand in the sun. Hail to the king.
Which one? You're gonna see. Oh yeah, that's playlist for me. Don't take much for me, man. Playlist, man. That's all I need right there. That's playlist.
Emphatically.
Yeah,
That's
that's
an emphatic playlist.
that's right in the gym rotation playlist.
That's it.
That's it. Bum, bum.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Eggs, salt, and pepper.
That's it.
all you need to
I don't need all that other stuff.
You don't
That's
need
it.
the green onions and shit in the eggs.
I'm telling you, you don't need to do all that. That's too much. Sometimes all that extra stuff is just too much, man. It's too much. Just be fly on your own accord. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it standard. You know? Nah.
They definitely kept it standard on this, but it did rock.
Yeah. It's not I still like Nightmare better, to be honest with
and
you.
I like Nightmare and Afterlife
Yeah.
better than this. I just prefer those songs, but
Right.
yeah, but it's cool. It's a good song.
But you know, man, I'm not gonna be long-winded, man. But one thing I want to bring up, because George and I, we have so many conversations off camera. We're like, man, that would be good to do on camera. But the videos are already long, so we try to edit it out as much as possible.
Plus, we just don't want to get canceled out in these streets either. Man.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
That's true. Because that's cancel culture.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get canceled out here.
That's just
bro.
what's,
we gonna get canceled before we even really get started. We still in the embryonic stages of what we trying to do here, man. At least get to a certain point and then cancel us.
I'm telling you. But in all seriousness, though, guys, sometimes when I'm listening to music, man, I just want to jam out. I'm not trying to. In certain settings, I'm really not trying to look for anything different that artist is trying to bring to the table. You know, I just want to enjoy the music for whatever, especially when I'm in the gym. I need to have something that I can jam out to and keep me motivated. It's hard for me to listen to something in the gym and stay motivated that I have to pay a lot of attention to and see what's really going on. If you know what I'm saying, if that's what it calls for. So I said that to say George and I would always have conversations off camera about various different things. And when I look at Avenged Sevenfold, they may not be the most. I don't know if they are. So don't take what I'm saying for face value, guys. But I assume based on the comments that we've gotten from other songs that we've done by them, that they may not be the most respected band out there and the most, have the most classics and things like that. But what I can tell you is people that are the casual listener, listens to their shit, is like, this shit is fire, you know? And sometimes it's that 80-20% rule, right? You know, 80% of the world likes what the music that you produce, and maybe the 20% is like the metal elitists and the people that care about the skill and the this and the that. And
the vocal minority.
Right.
Call it the vocal minority. Lady.
Exactly. And maybe they may never appeal to those people. But if 80% of the motherfuckers like what you got to offer, and everywhere you go, motherfuckers like, man, I like you. Man, I think that's a win. Either way, it's a win, guys, because popularity is not always a bad thing if you can really play, you know? So I think for me, Avenged Sevenfold, man, you know, that's my playlist. My gym playlist, and I can always go back to them. And I think that's a safe group. Even if you're not in the metal, you could play that for your mom, your dad, your cousin, your brother, your whoever, your grandparents or whatever. Be like, you know what? That's actually all right. I can jam out to that. And to me, not most bands can do that. Some of the most technical bands and that are near and dear to my heart now after we've started the channel, and I've been educated on them. Some of those bands that are so technically sound and so great and respected by the metal elitists, I would never play for the people, for my mother or my grandmother, because they ain't gonna like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. But it doesn't mean that either one is bad. So with all that being said, it's playlist. It's playlist to me.
With that being said, playlist. My overall interpretation of Avenged Sevenfold is that they just don't do anything that I haven't heard, whether it's a simple song, whether it's a bit more complex, that would make me replace them, or maybe just would make me allow that would allow me to carve out more real estate on my playlist. You know, I just don't know if they've done anything now. I'm like, forget Metallica today, or forget that Deftones today. You know what I mean? Or am I Alice in Chains? Nah, let me throw that Avenged. Nah, I just haven't heard a song where I'm like, I've played them on. They've made the playlist, but then they've just kind of gotten taken off because I just would rather listen to other stuff that we've got. So they're just solid. They're just a good, solid band. And I think for them, a lot of their success probably is a timing, because I do feel like they've captured. They do sound modern, but I feel like they've captured certain elements of the older bands. That was sort of a revitalization to a degree at the time that they kind of started getting going. And it allowed them to sort of take off, man. I see that happen so much in music, man. It's like people do what's been done before, and then what's been done before has been beloved, and it's been admired and respected. So they come back out and do what's been loved before at the right time, when there's a sort of a lull or a dull point in music, and then they just win as a result of it. You know what I'm saying? I can think of I don't want to pick
Yeah.
but I can think of in various genres where this has happened. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a good band. I think that they deserve respect. They may not be the greatest, most technically sound band, but they just make good, solid metal songs, man. And sometimes, man, and dude, the guitarist Sinister Gates can play though. He can play he can shred. That's the bottom line. I put him up there. He can shred with anyone, with the best of them, in my opinion. I just don't think he was, even in that solo, I just don't know if it was shown in that solo what he's truly capable of, as it was maybe in some of the other songs. But I'm gonna listen to them again. But solid, man. Solid band. Not playlist for me, but solid, and I'm not mad at it. That's the end of the video, man. Shout out to everybody that's been requesting Avenged Sevenfold. Hopefully that was a decent song selection by us. I mean, I think we might get a few people are mad about us not doing Buried Alive. I think that was the only other big request that I think that was just blaring. So we'll see. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you have subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel if you're interested. It will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description, along with information regarding our sponsor. I'm George. That's Ryan, Lost in Vegas.
We out.